welcome to Horror Hangout Reacts. Wow, it's been a little while since we've done one of these. I guess there's been a wealth of brand new exciting trailers. Of course there are. They come out all the time.
Not such brand recognition as today's episode, though, Ben. This one's been a long time coming.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, well, I'm Ben Errington. This is Andy Conduit Turner. I know I don't usually do the intro for both of us, but I'm just taking it on. I'm taking responsibility for that right
These are
now.
bite-sized episodes, Ben. We're coming out fast with this stuff because we've got reactions to be doing.
We have. We have got reactions to be doing. In fact, we should probably do a face just for the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I can't believe someone's only gone and been possessed.
They made a believer out of us, as the title would suggest.
Yeah, and it wasn't that long ago. I can't remember if I was talking to you or perhaps somebody else, but I did say, "Hang on a minute, Exorcist, new Exorcist film is coming out in October. We haven't seen anything. We haven't seen a poster, a trailer. We haven't seen a little crumb of
Hide no
anything,
hair.
hide nor hair." And in a matter of days, we've had posters, we've had stills, and now we've got an actual legit trailer.
3-minute trailer.
What? 3 minutes?
Three
That's
minutes, two
extensive, isn't it?
seconds.
That's
Unless
almost too long.
unless there's a lot of logos.
Yeah, and I always find with these trailer reactions, once I've done one of these trailer reactions, I start seeing the trailer everywhere. So I'll try and. I think from now on, I'm going to watch this trailer, but I'll avoid pretty much everything else about the film in the lead up to the release because it's not that long to wait. It's only a couple of months.
You're a good boy that follows the rules, don't you, Ben? You go to the cinema and make sure you're there for the time it's due to start, if not slightly earlier. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas
Yeah,
I look at that start time. That's when I leave the house, mate.
a good boy. And it does annoy me. I probably shouldn't do. I probably should do that because it does annoy me sitting through the same adverts and trailers. But I just can't help myself. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Don't want to be a latecomer. I'm definitely not the kind of latecomer who walks in 10 minutes into the film because
Oh,
that is just
I'd never do that.
disgraceful.
But I know I've really done it. If I walk through the doors just as like the BBFC card comes in showing the rating, I'm like,
That's
look
absolutely
over,
ideal,
like,
isn't it? Yeah,
done it.
because there was a time where being there to watch the trailers was exciting because it would be stuff you'd never seen. You had a trailer you hadn't seen online, obviously. So seeing it for the first time and on the big screen and everybody's reactions like, oh, what the hell's this then? Bloody Lion King, Power Rangers movie. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Whereas now everyone's seen the trailers. Although I did hear that this trailer was being played in front of some screenings of Oppenheimer, like over the weekend, possibly. I don't know if I just read that somewhere and just
Okay.
took it. Maybe it was that. And I was kind of like, oh, interesting. So it is interesting to see that people have seen it before it arrives online. I think that happened with the Avatar 2 trailer. I was in the cinema and I hadn't seen the trailer online, and then it popped on the old big screen. That was exciting.
I don't think I've seen the full trailer for Avatar 2 to this day, Ben.
There we go. Avoid it forever. So yeah, we're reacting to the trailer for The Exorcist Believer, which is an upcoming American supernatural horror film directed by David Gordon Green. What David Gordon Green is doing is taking your favorite horror franchises and going, I want to make one of those. Obviously, he did it with Halloween.
Yeah.
And he had a whole trilogy of Halloween movies to get his teeth into. And as I believe, this is going to be a whole trilogy of Exorcist films for him to get his teeth into. I mean, how exciting! Somebody probably grew up watching these movies, now he's making them.
I mean, no shade, but based on that previous trilogy, I'll really look forward to this one and then maybe lower
And then
my
the other two.
expectations.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is the first film's going to be pretty good. It's going to be like a back to basics, intense, uber violent reintroduction into the trilogy. Second one, just loads of possessed people just going to meander about doing some stuff with no real story.
The end of the film will be exactly where we started, leaving me with the feeling that it's just deliberately wasted my time. That
Exactly. I hate when films do that. But yeah, so this is the sixth installment in the Exorcist franchise and will serve as a direct sequel to The Exorcist 1973. They've done that thing again. They've
same
done
as
that
Halloween.
legacy. They've done the old legacy sequel trick again when they've gone, the first film, that's really the only one we care about. That's the only one that exists in this universe. Again, makes me think that's a lot of time to have gone by without any instance of Pazuzu possessing anyone. I felt the same with Mike Myers. We supposed to just think Mike Myers been knocking about for like 50 years, how many years it was, just in
In that
prison.
train. Oh, in the prison, of course.
In the prison, and like not in the drain, yeah, in that prison, and like he's still built like a brick shithouse, and he's strong as an ox.
Probably
strong as an
tenses
oxen.
all day long while he's standing still silently.
Body,
8 hours
it's
a
just
day tensing.
body weight exercises. That's all he needs to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, this film stars Leslie Odom Jr. and Dowd, Jennifer Nettles, Norbert Leo Butz. It's a fantastic name.
Good name.
Absolutely fantastic name. And of course, Ellen Burstyn reprising her role from The Exorcist as Regan's mum. Mummy.
This is another thing that's coming back as well, isn't it? So get someone. We did it with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We've done it obviously with Halloween as well.
Yeah.
Get your major lead from the first one and bring him back as a senior citizen now.
I don't know if I'd want to bring back the mum if someone was possessed. If again, I'm saying that I don't want to spoil anything that's in the trailer.
Bring back the mum of someone who's never been possessed. They got a better track record.
Yeah.
Your kids are possessed. No. Actually avoided that all their life. Right.
Coming out me out with this then, yeah. Why not? So yeah, this has been released in theaters on October the 13th. And yeah, as we mentioned, intended to be the first of 3 new Exorcist films. How exciting. Shall we give the trailer?
Yes.
A little watch.
Ready to press play.
And once we've watched it, we'll do a little breakdown afterwards. By breakdown, I don't mean we'll just collapse and in tears and
like, oh, that's too scary.
Too scary for me.
All right, shall we then?
Good day.
School classic.
I love you. Good morning, Mr. Fielding.
Morning, Catherine.
Oh,
what
two best buds? It looks like, doesn't it?
What idyllic kids? Oh, not all things are idyllic. They have to have CCTV at the school. That's no good.
Catherine!
Angela?
If you can hear this,
Okay.
we love you.
So they've gone missing.
There's loads of spooky things about in the woods there.
That's where you don't want to go missing. Somewhere spooky.
Oh, it's okay though. They're back.
We were just walking and walking. I remember.
Angela, can you tell your dad how long you were gone?
Thinking about the blind, Catherine.
Baby, you've been gone 3
Oh no,
days.
gone for 3 days. That's much
It's easy
longer
to
than
lose track of time when you're having fun, isn't it?
having fun with your friends in the woods. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, nice little 3 notes of the tubular bells
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
bringing in the theme
I didn't see
tune,
nothing.
sneaking up on someone while they're brushing their teeth.
Hey, baby. You okay?
Hey, baby. God, you're vain. Stop looking at yourself.
Now, very,
Missed a letter.
very the haunting of Hill House. Lots of shaking around, very violently.
Jesus Christ.
Late for church.
She's dressed up though. She has still put her Sunday best on.
She spilt Ribena down her front.
Catherine. Body in the
Okay.
blood. The body in the blood.
Still sounds like a kid though, her
The
voice.
blood. Catherine. The body in the blood. The body in the
It's got a filter over it there, but I kind of
Jesus
miss
Christ,
like
Catherine, calm down.
a 40-a-day-old lady doing the voice.
No, but there are people out there who have.
Oh, okay, the mum from
So
the
she wrote
Exorcist
a book.
cashed in. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. It was just teasing the soundtrack, and now it's gone in.
Some experience with possession.
Yes, more than I'd like.
She's possessed. Oh no, she's just old. Sorry.
But I believe you can help get our girls back.
More experience in possession than I'd like. Like, was she Eugene Victor Toombs in that Bible then? She
She was.
Don't be scared.
We've met before.
Don't be scared. Okay, that's reassuring.
Father. So like dual possessions, 2 possessions at the same time, yeah.
Yeah. Double possession. Oh, some dogs fighting.
What did you do?
Car crash.
Wazzing stuff in the fire. Tell you what, being possessed doesn't half swell you up, doesn't it?
Catherine,
Ever so puffy.
they're beating in sync.
They're beating in sync. I mean, that might just be coincidence. They're beating in sync. Oh, their hearts races, did it?
People just synced
Okay,
up.
these shots are pretty cool.
This is
Ooh.
good.
The eyes. That last shot, she looked very much like the Flute Man from X Files, like in that very final shot. Was there like
Lukeman.
Was there some like entrails or something, or guts coming out of her mouth
Yeah,
at some
she
point,
was-
or
She was
she
gobbling
chewed up
something out there.
chewed up her tongue?
Well, I suppose if you've been eating all them pages of Bible, they have to come back up somewhere.
They've got to come back up somehow, haven't they?
What if
once
they're
goes-
What if they're the fancy church Bibles with the gilded edges?
Oh my god, yeah.
Go ever so sharp if you swallow them the wrong way.
Yeah. I mean, difficult to say like how I feel about that. It's if that was a trailer for a film that wasn't like related to The Exorcist in any way, if this was called something like Possessions of Two Girls Possessed or something like that, you just go
Innocence Lost, the possession of like, and then a place.
And then their names, yeah.
Yeah.
The addition of the soundtrack and the addition of Ellen Burstyn, of course. Yes, now we know it's The Exorcist, and some of the visuals, like animals fighting. There seemed to be something happening, maybe in a different country. There was like a car crash somewhere in like the sort of washed in the sort of sun bleach style of cinema when it goes, this is Mexico, you know,
It's ever so sunny, yeah.
Or Africa or something like that.
Yeah.
So maybe someone's going to hunt down the source of like Pazuzu. What's he been up to all this time? Interesting film. It'd be interesting if it really does get shaped by two girls going missing, you know. I'd like it if that could be interesting if it was like the first half of the film, you know, and then they turn up. I don't know.
As much as I said in a recent episode, probably can't speak to that much knowledge of The Exorcist itself as a franchise. I think I've seen the first one in a disconnected way. The early bits there are like, is Reagan is like experimenting with Ouija board stuff, right? So there's a little bit of bit of like kind of inviting it in, right? So maybe this like Learn About in the Woods with all that weird stuff that was around there is kind of, have they been doing, is it a real Slenderman situation there where they're off mucking about in the woods?
Yeah, something like that. And then they've invited the evil in. Pazuzu's got hold of them both, greedy.
Half each.
But it'd be interesting to know like what's been going on. How has this spirit or demon just been hiding out in the woods somehow? How does that make sense? Because obviously the last time we saw it in The Exorcist, if we're completely vetoing The Exorcist 2 and 3 and what's the other one? The Beginning?
Yeah.
One, two, three,
Legion's the book, isn't it?
5. Yeah, so it says it's the 6th installment in the Exorcist franchise. So
was there a remake at some point? Is there it's like a legacy sequel?
So oh yeah, Dominion, prequel to The Exorcist. Yeah.
There you go.
I don't remember that, yeah.
The origins of Pazuzu. So he got his powers, chose his name.
Pretty much don't remember that at all. They're like, do you know Pazuzu? Yeah. Do you want to know the origin of him? Yes, please. He just existed once in the past. Okay.
It's not his origin. It's just something he did before this one, and maybe towards the end he'll say a phrase that will come back later.
You never guess what? I'm only
where he
Pazuzu.
workshops things. It's your mother. She. Oh, give me a minute. And that's what makes that's his undoing in the first one.
Your mother ducks socks in Hull. Sorry, that doesn't make any sense.
And then he gets exercised, and then you see in like a post-credit scene him like drumming his fingers on his table, going,
Got it wrong. From the word go. But yeah, obviously it's incredibly difficult to recreate any legendary horror film, of course, and a lot of the ingredients that are present in that film seem to be like they're going to be present here. I don't know how many of the films after the original made the most of like the soundtrack, the sort of Mike Oldfield Tubular Bells thing, which I think was very key to it, and I think that sort of adds to the vibe as well. And yeah, including legacy actors in it as well could be interesting. So yeah, I'm
looking forward to going to see it. I imagine almost certainly we'll be covering this in some capacity as it hits cinemas in the spookiest of all seasons. It did strike me one of the bits in the trailer when our legacy character was saying, oh, you know what, different cultures and religions have got lots of different rites for exorcism. We're going to need them all. Surely there's an element of faith that brings those things about, not just knowing the right magic words from different religions. Like,
yeah, they're like the Avengers of different religious figures coming together.
Yeah, my original thought was actually reminds me of that bit in horror classic, I would say, 1999's Brendan Fraser vehicle, The Mummy, where the mummy is Imhotep himself is encroaching on sleazy character Benny, and he's holding up all the different religious icons.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
they're going to
That's a
do
great
that.
moment.
Like they're going to exercise him, and they'll say, right, Christianity, no, it hasn't got it
Do any
out.
of
Right,
these.
let's try a bit of Judaism. No, it hasn't got it out. Let's try a nice bit of Shinto. See if that shifts him. Let's we'll go through the whole lot until we found the one that really hits the spot.
Are we supposed to believe that Regan's not alive in this as well? Because obviously there's a bit where someone's scratching Regan's name onto something, then there's a picture of her like hanging from a like in a frame. That I guess this might be at Chris McNeil's house. And interesting that she's written a book called A Mother's Explanation: The Journey from Possession to Now.
Ambiguous, and they're doing 3 films. She's turning up at some point, right? Through a portal in the end scene.
Yeah. Through a portal just on your left.
Yeah, she's gonna come out just when Pazuzu's got all his mates together. Valak will be there. Bagul. Who else?
all in the wrong end.
Brahms, not the Brahms that was actually a thick knit jumper guy, the scabby baby one from the second one. He'll be there. Blair Witch, maybe that's what might have met her in the woods.
Pieman from
Pieman, yeah,
not Pie Man, but Pieman.
Yeah, Pieman will be. So all of those lads will be there, causing all kinds of havoc at the end, and then Regan's mum will be there. The battle nun from Pray for the Devil from last year will be there. The Pope's exorcist over 100,000
Oh my god, he's the one you got to get involved, right?
He's like when Captain
Turn
Marvel
up on his little Vespa.
comes in the Vespa, nuts Pazuzu. Yeah, they'll get all together, and that'll be the finale, I imagine, in 2 movies' time. Sorry to spoil it, everybody.
It's pretty much locked in. It'd be interesting how they do because it looks like the girls are kind of separate with their own families, like for a good proportion of this film. But then it seems like there's going to be a moment where they do like a double possession. Obviously, get your money's worth and get 2 possessions done at the same time. But yeah, the possession looks pretty gruesome. I mean, it doesn't look as good as Regan did in the original, where like all the but maybe they'll do that. It almost looks like one of the possessed girls has got a really receding hairline. You know, that's everyone's fear.
Turns you into a Cabbage Patch doll getting possessed from a big bloaty head, and your hair thins out.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? Pazuzu, just give him a bloody. But then there doesn't seem to be any. Obviously, this isn't a Red Band trailer, so there aren't any extreme lines. You know, it just says God played a trick on you, whereas obviously the things Pazuzu was saying in the original were much more extreme than that. God played a little trick on you, and he obviously
cheeky.
Oh, cheeky. I mean, Pazuzu's not cheeky.
Pazuzu's
bloody horrific. Yeah. So yeah, let's see what goes. I think remaking Halloween as a different, or not remaking Halloween, but making a legacy sequel to Halloween is a completely different sort of challenge to making a legacy sequel to this.
I do rate David Gordon Green as much as I vocally complain about the second one. I don't think those are his fault. I think they're completely well enough made movies. I just think they're unnecessary, and was a symptom of studio greed rather than a creative project. I think as a director, David Gordon Green does phenomenal work. So looking forward to seeing what he does this one. And you know what? I'll park my skepticism for just a moment. If this has been designed as a trilogy from the beginning, rather than the retroactive, oh, this went all right, didn't it? Let's do another one. Yeah. Oh no, make it another 2. With that in mind, if this has always been mapped out as a trilogy and has been written as such and is paced as such, good, great, bring it on. Let's have a look.
Yeah, definitely. I'll look forward to it in regards, and obviously, if Linda Blair does turn up at any point, that could be pretty exciting. Let's give it a go. And I'm glad we've got to see something of it. And I'm glad we haven't got too long to wait to watch it as well. If it said October 2024, I'd be like,
time to forget about it by then. I'm looking forward to this. I think my only final note would be on that voice thing. I think you said it as the trailer was going, like, definitely still sounded like a kid's voice. I think for me, before I'd seen The Exorcist originally, one of the scariest individual bits was the voice that they used for possessed Regan.
Yeah, which was like a different woman, wasn't it?
Yeah, I saw a documentary again growing up before I'd ever seen the film. Sure, she was a perfectly nice lady, but she had a scary voice.
She had a scary voice. It was 100 cigarettes a day that did it.
Yeah, that was for breakfast.
Well, that's just for breakfast.
More cigarettes than Roy Scheider's character in Jaws 2 before breakfast.
Chain smoking around the breakfast table.
She had 5 before breakfast, not 4 like him.
Well,
part-timer.
Absolute part-timer. Let us know what you think of this trailer. If you're going to be checking out the film, of course you are. And of course, I'm sure we'll be doing a full episode on it when October rolls around.
Certainly will.
We've covered the original Exorcist, of course, on the show, but we've never covered any of the sequels. So maybe we should go and do some of them at some point.
Better get to it, haven't we?
Could be interesting. Number 3 especially. But there you go. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
See you later, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.